What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of How We Bounce Back. I'm so honored to introduce a career actor in theater and film. She has over 20 titles on IMDb. She made her directorial debut in 2022 with the short film Dad's Gone Wild. She's an inspiring leader in film for myself and so many. She is the one and only Evie Abat.
Woohoo! Hey, James. Hey, everybody. First of all, wait a second. Let me just say, I can't believe you looked at my IMDb page because it's so not accurate. It's like, oh my God, I can't even remember the last time I updated that thing. And it's missing huge chunks of my theater work too. So it's it's not just film and TV. It's like my theater work is really my acting work,
Uh-huh.
the body of acting work.
I know a lot of your family, friends, titas, titos know who you are, but for those that are unfamiliar, can you tell us about yourself and why you enjoy doing what you do?
Raised in Los Angeles, usually from the East Coast. Spent a lot of time in the Washington D.C. area, where you're from.
Yeah, yeah, DC.
Um, DC. Then moved to Buenos Aires, Argentina, where I lived for 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Got a master's, PhD in clinical psychology. Really was interested in theater and got into theater when I was in DC, but also in high school. I did a lot of theater in high school. I think things really started moving toward screenwriting and things like that during the pandemic
Hmm.
because really there wasn't anything to do and there wasn't anybody, telling me that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And there wasn't anybody saying that you can't do this or do that as far as creatively. So it really opened me up to a lot of just creative freedom. And so I started doing, I ran a play reading group online. I started writing a lot, just little theater pieces to do
Hmm.
online. And that's when really things started bubbling up creatively with screenwriting. I wrote Dad's Gone Wild. I wrote something else.
Hmm.
And I really enjoy it. I really enjoy that process of writing and creating without gatekeepers.
Hmm. Yeah. The idea starts from your mind. Like it just starts as an idea in your mind and it's actually put to paper. And then everything that follows through from a pre-production standpoint, production standpoint, you look all around, there's a whole ecosystem of moving parts. And like, oh, this just started from my mind. How did that feel when you saw Dad's Gone Wild come together? Like just arriving on set, like, oh, here's all these people here. And that there's no gatekeeper there, like you said. It just was something that you had wrote and star on your own. How did it feel to that something that you had thought of was all coming together?
I think it's always really super empowering and powerful that a writer, and I'm talking about the writer, it's, they are the creator of this whole world into which you will be placing the actors and your
Yeah.
creative team. But if you don't have a writer, which is why the writer's strike was so important, if you don't have a writer, you really don't have anything,
Hmm.
really. Seeing that actually on set, like my Dad's Gone Wild picture in my head be on set was so exciting and so much fun. And I'm like, oh my God, this is actually happening. Oh, this is the scene that I wrote. Like, what? It was so cool. It was so much fun. And I felt um, even with, financial constraints and the LA film stuff that we had to do, permits and things like that, there was
Hmm.
still a lot of freedom that I found creatively. I just thought it was such a fun experience, and the team was just so amazing. And I felt like the actors I picked were great. The team members I picked were great. I thought everything gelled that October, and
Yeah.
that was just so much fun for me to see.
That year, we met each other when I was casting for a Filipino mother in my first short film, Too Late to Sing. You helped casted the Filipino father, Marcel Lacera, and then and
Yes.
yes, shout out to Marcel. And then our working relationship continued when you reach out to me for the first AD gig with your short film Dad's Gone Wild. Can you describe that process of transitioning from acting to directing, including the differences and or similarities between the two?
I think a lot of actors can direct, but not a lot of directors can act.
Hmm.
I think there are impulses that the actor has that may not be present in the director because the director is like managing things. I don't really know. Like I just it was seamless for me.
Yeah. Do you think the preparation as an actor is harder versus the preparation for a director when it comes to a certain project?
Let me just share with you how I prep as an
Hmm.
actor. So, for example, I'm prepping for an audition to join a theater community,
Hmm.
and I have to put together a monologue, which I have not done a monologue in like, a good year and a half because things just sort of fall into my lap and I haven't had to audition, which is great. But now I have to audition. So I'm
Hmm.
like, fuck, how do I do this? So I'm reading this monologue that I'm prepping from a play. And
Yeah.
it's always good for an actor to choose monologues that are not from movies or TV, but from plays, because this is theater pieces are always where the actor gets the juiciest
Yeah.
parts.
Hmm.
It's just the language, you have to be really good at the language. And on top of that, you have to get the physicality correct, or make it real for yourself. I always feel like working on theater pieces is just a more holistic way of working as an actor versus working in TV or film. And it's also the writer's discipline. The writer's discipline, it's the theater. It's the theater. It's not really, you can edit a really good performance in
Hmm.
film and TV.
Hmm.
Um, and you can edit writing in film and TV. With theater, good luck. Like, don't die on stage because it's
Hmm.
just you, audience, and that's it. There's no second takes. There's no editing. There's no airbrushing. It's just you. Um, so I find that really, really exciting for me. So when I'm looking at a piece to audition with, or I'm prepping something, it's like really going line by line and figuring out who this person is, not only how she says something, but it's also how she carries herself physically. What is she wearing? How does she carry her body? How does she breathe? How does she, move her facial muscles? It's like it's all encompassing.
Hmm.
Um, and then you go on set or you go on stage and you do your thing, or you go on set and you hit a mark. You're relating to your acting partner. I think as a director, you do get some of that, but it's less all encompassing when you're dealing with a character as a director. I think you're dealing with so many more different things, as you said, a lot of moving parts, and you're the manager, and you have to deal with so many other administrative things that you don't really have to deal with as an actor. Um, but I also find directing a lot more challenging, or maybe it's just challenging in a different way, and I really enjoyed that stretch.
Hmm.
As an actor, it's sort of like you're not do as you're told, because there is a lot of freedom, especially with a really good director. You have a lot of freedom to do whatever the fuck you want to do, but there's
Hmm.
so many takes, you know what I mean? And ultimately, it's the editor and director's choice
Hmm.
as to what take they'll they'll put down, they'll lay down as the final. So I feel like a director just has so much more responsibility in the grand scheme of things versus an actor who is responsible for the life of the character and his or her relationship to the other
Hmm.
actors in that scene
Hmm.
or in the story.
Yeah. Moving along in our conversation, I just want to throw some random icebreaker questions at you, unrelated to film, maybe related to film, but think about all of the stuff that you've had on some non-union sets, maybe stuff that's not in like the studios in terms of lunch. Can you name your Mount Rushmore of fast food chains for on-set lunches?
Subway,
Yeah?
Subway, oh God. Panera, Subway Panera,
Yes.
um,
That chicken
probably some
avocado
kind of
sandwich.
yeah, some kind
Yeah.
of pizza, I'm sure.
Really? You know that's a big no-no on set, but I
Pizza?
disagree with that. Yeah. They say the pizza, the carbs and the cheese is too heavy. Everyone gets sleepy after, but I'm a big pizza fan. I don't care what they say.
Carb, it's protein. Yeah, that's what I can remember. It was
Yeah.
like definitely Subway and definitely Panera. Those two are up there.
Pizza. Do you have a fourth one?
I don't know what the fourth one is.
Did they never bring Jollibee to lunch or anything like that? Kind of
No,
people. Oh
no,
no.
no. Too Late to Sing was the first time I ever had Jollibee.
Oh, I'm so honored. Oh, what are they doing out there?
It was so good. It was, and now I like crave it sometimes.
Oh yeah, that burger steak with
It's
rice. Ooh, and palabok. Yeah. It's very hard to find
amazing.
ready-made palabok that fast. I know there's, the
Yeah,
catering
thank you
restaurants
so much.
and
So it's such a treat when you have that on set. It was great.
for sure. Another random icebreaker question. Unrelated to film now. If you were given a superpower, what would be and how would you use it?
It would be to purely selfish reasons, and very shallow, to generate as much wealth as I wanted whenever I wanted in a legal way, and responsibly. So I would pay taxes. It's fine.
Wow, I have never heard any response like that in any kind of YouTube short, any kind of
I would
influencer podcast. That's a good one.
I
It's usually something
would.
supernatural, but like getting wealth. Oh, that, and you didn't say money, you said wealth, so that's even bigger than that.
Wealth. Then that could
Yes,
be anything, including
yeah,
money.
including money. Yes, it could be a house, it could be a jet, it could be
Yes,
anything.
indeed, indeed.
All right. Well, let's keep the laughs going. Before we go into the deeper questions, I wanted to play a game with you, Evie, of door number one, door number two, and door number three. I'm going to show
Okay.
you 4 slides. Each slide is a major thing needed, like an element to do on a film shoot. You pick one of those doors, you get that thing for your shoot. Once you have all your elements, you, as a director, describe to us what kind of film, music video, theater skit, improv skit that you'll make that can outshine anything out there. First element, shoot location. Would you like door number one, door number two, door number three?
3.
All right, let's see what's in door number three. A yacht in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Okay. Oh, well,
Excellent.
we're out there stranded in the middle of blue waters. Let's
I'm
go
getting
on.
ideas.
Okay. Now, how about a cast? Which door would you like? Door number one, two, or three?
1.
One. TikTok obsessed actors.
Uh, Easy. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think, yeah, this is coming. This story's coming to you naturally right now. All right. Door number one, two, or three for the crew.
2.
Door number two. You get the sleepy script supervisor, the 4-hour gaffer, and the deranged DP. Oh, gosh. I don't know how these people get along with TikTok actors. And they might wake up the sleepy script supervisor. All right,
That's
moving
so
on.
funny.
The major prop. Door number one, door number two, door number three.
Let's go back to 3.
Let's go back to 3. Rose's 45.52 carat Hope Diamond, the heart of the ocean from the Titanic. All right, here we
At
go.
first, I thought when I saw a yacht and TikTok, I was thinking like some kind of 70s, 80s period piece. But now I'm thinking horror movie. Somebody's out to get the TikTok obsessed actors
Ooh.
who've come on this yacht trip to go looking for the real Hope Diamond.
Oh,
But
that's
there
nice.
turns out there's a killer on board. So,
Nice.
oh my God, I think we have a movie.
We have a movie. Yes, yes. We just cannot.
Super trashy, straight to Tubi. Like, it's good. I'm here for it. I love
Yeah.
trashy movies. It's good.
Well, I hope you tell that 4-hour gaffer to speed up. Those, that ocean sun can move quickly. Fortunately, that's if it's a horror film, I don't think that sleepy script supervisor is going to be taking any naps, and I'm sure you'll control that. Make sure the deranged DP is all online. They'll be good. They'll have fun over there.
Oh, that's
Thanks.
great.
Yeah, thanks for playing, Evie.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Evie, let's get into the deeper questions. Can you share a
Mhm.
story when you've hit complete and total failure, but it later brought you to a higher level than you were before?
I mean, I've had a lot of failures. I've had a lot of failures.
Same
Lots of
sister.
failures. I mean, just like, writing every day, like just drag my ass out of my apartment because I can't work in my apartment. I have to go someplace else, like usually a cafe where there's a little bit of buzz. But then sometimes I sit there and there's like I'm either distracted by my phone, distracted by a friend, or just like it's nothing's coming and it gets really depressing. Or whatever comes out is just like, this is stupid. I'm just
Mhm.
stupid. So that happens on a regular basis. Like
Mhm.
every week it happens. And then like, you're submitting a film and not everybody's gonna like your film, not everybody's gonna understand it, not everybody's gonna watch it. Like even if you submit it, like who the hell knows? It's such a racket. Who the hell knows how many people actually watch it? You know what I mean? When you submit it. So it's like, you know, I've gotten the wreaths. You get the wreaths, and then but beside the small list of wreaths, you have all this rejection.
Mhm.
So it's like, what do you do with that? Like, I mean, it's so easy to feel like, oh God, I suck. I mean, I don't know. I take it in, it feels bad. And then it's just like, well, I always think of it as, it was for me, it was a triumph because I did something that I never did before without knowing what the fuck I was doing. I had
Amen.
a lot of fun. I believed in the story. I invested in the story.
Hmm.
So I feel like you have to define what success is for you. If you define success the way our industry defines success, you're fucked. You're so fucked. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, why continue? Whereas if you find your own definition of success, which is you're growing, you're trying new things, you're not stagnant, you're having fun, you're meeting great people, um, you're writing things that you enjoy, you're doing things that you enjoy. Really, how many people can say that?
Hmm.
In all honesty, that to me is success. I mean, more money would be great too, but
Hmm.
like ultimately, like you have to define what success is for you and what failure is for you.
That's awesome. And I feel like you've answered the next question I was going to ask of what failure means to you. So how has your perception or your experiences with failure evolved over time? Do you feel like it's the same as it was a decade ago from when you were in DC? Like how did that journey go going through ups and downs and hitting those failures and then hitting those peaks?
I think failure is only failure if you're comparing yourself to something or someone else. But if you're just looking at it as your own personal growth and your own happiness and joy in doing something just for the sake of doing it and trying it, that's not really a failure. It's just, oh, cool, that was an experiment, or that was a good rehearsal. That was a good rehearsal for the real thing. You know what I mean? Like, so there's like in theater, the closer it gets to previews it always falls apart. Like it always sucks. It always sucks right before previews. And you're just like, oh my God, there's like no way we can go on stage. There's no way we can open. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. But then magically, theater gods, acting gods, whatever, it all comes together. And it's like perfect. But then through the run of the play, you're always going to have your off days, like always. Like Shakespeare's the worst. If you do Shakespeare, oh my God, I've forgotten so many lines in Shakespeare. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like Shakespeare's so well known and
Mm-hmm.
people have memorized those monologues. So they know when you fuck up. But I'm the one doing Shakespeare on stage and you're watching me. So like, huh. You know, like I'm doing it. Like you're not, you're just watching.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's all just perspective.
What impact do you think your work in theater and film has on the audience and other people? Where do you see this going in a couple years from now or 10 years from now?
Been thinking about this a lot, thinking about this a lot. Like, I think I've come to the conclusion that I really like acting and I really enjoy acting,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't love acting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Mm-hmm.
could do it. It's not brain surgery. Like, I can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Um, if I really wanted to do acting, like the kind of acting that I really want to do is like, I got invited in the last 2 days to audition for Macbeth.
Oh, wow.
As Macbeth,
Wow.
like as
Whoa.
Macbeth,
Whoa.
or as his friend Macduff.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Still big. Yeah.
like the actorly things that an actor, that's the kind of shit that I want to do. Like
Yeah.
I want to do Shakespeare and I want to do Greek tragedy. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of acting that I want to do because it's so like you really need to get into the language
Mhm.
and the structure of the language. That's really interesting to me and that's really what I love. But I mean, to make money,
Mhm.
I have to do film and TV.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, I'll do it. Sure. I mean, I'll do it. Um, I feel like I'm moving towards, I really enjoy the empowerment that I feel as a writer. And I really enjoy directing. I feel like it uses a lot of my skills, and a lot of just like personal growth learnings. Um, and I think that's where I'm feeling most joy is as a writer and director.
If there's one big piece of advice out of everything you describe, if there's one big piece of advice you can share with the audience, what would that be?
I think I would have to go back to what I learned during the pandemic in that the limitations are all in your mind. Limitations are all in your mind because there's nobody really stopping you from doing anything. It's just you. It's just you and what you believe about the world outside you, which is, for example, for me, it's like, oh, fuck, I can't. Nobody's hiring me because I'm old. Nobody's hiring me because I'm Asian. Nobody's hiring me because whatever, I'm not like a stick person. Or, I didn't study this. I didn't go to Juilliard. I didn't go to NIFA. I didn't go to AFI. I didn't do any of this shit.
Hmm.
I don't have an agent, um, a writing agent or whatever, literary agent. And it's like, really, I was going to say, you really only need money. You really only need money and connections. But I think like there are so many ways to get things made. You just have to get creative and think outside of the box that people try to put you in. Do you know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Hmm.
So try to remember that the limitations are just sort of self-created and accepted unconsciously. But if you get really conscious about what your beliefs are, I think you can pretty much do anything.
Amazing.
Not at the same time.
Yeah.
Not at the same
Mm,
time.
mm, mm.
And it may not, the results may not be what you think they're going to be or what you hope they will be, but there's always something valuable that you'll get out of the experience.
That is amazing. I really, really touched my answer. um, so yeah, well, I think we can wrap this up, Evie. I just wanted to ask one last question before we sign off. Another crazy question. You already told us your superpowers, but if you were a mad scientist and can possess people, what would you make them all do?
I think it would be to, let me
So,
just,
I can just see crazy things going on in your brain right now.
let me just deal with the people inside my house. Like if I could telepathically communicate to my husband, my dogs, please sweep the damn floors, take out the damn garbage, fold your damn laundry. Like seriously, like my needs and wants right now are like so simple. They're
Yeah,
stupid,
yeah.
stupid, boring. They're boring. I think being older, you realize, okay, time is short.
Mhm.
I'm not invincible.
Mhm.
There's stuff I have to deal with, like physical stuff, whatever,
Mhm.
financial stuff. There's other responsibilities, but the mind is limitless.
Yes, yeah. Have people sweep the house and could save extra time. I'm telling you, I was telling Rosemary, my wife, that you know how they already talk about AI, they talk about, data collection like Facebook and Google, like, oh, things aren't private anymore, your cell phone, right? You're always tracked. Like, it's too late for me. They already have my where I go every day on Google Maps. They already know how I search on Google. They could clone me if they wanted to at the Google headquarters, and I wouldn't mind. Bring that clone over to my apartment so they can help me with the dishes and the trash and fold the bed and feed the cats. Like, I actually don't
A
mind a clone.
100%. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. You
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about like,
yeah,
there's so much information. I've just
yeah,
like randomly, like today. So I have had like many blogs in my
yeah,
lifetime.
yeah,
Stupid. So there was like something came up in my email like, here, happy 16th year anniversary from Live Journal. Live Journal?
yeah,
Apparently, it was a blog that I started like in 2008 when I was
yeah.
still living in Argentina.
That's so
That's
cool.
still living out there.
It's
But I mean,
awesome.
like, what did I write? Like, I can't even get into my own account
Oh
because I don't
no.
remember. I don't even remember. I don't remember my, passwords or whatever. So I'm like, all that shit is living out there. Like,
Yeah,
all our
in the
information is
ether.
out there.
Yeah, it's too late now.
It's too late now. And have you
Yeah.
done like the things like I can't remember where you can switch faces?
Yeah, on did they have it on Snapchat or Instagram?
Oh,
I forgot.
I can't remember. Like I've
Yeah,
done it too. So my face
yeah.
is out there. So I don't know.
Well, thank you so much, Evie, for joining us on the show. Wishing you all the best in 2024. Every project you take on, every project that you continue to create. Yeah, and she's hopefully got another short, maybe a feature cooking up. So whenever you see Evie decide to drop it on the IG feed, please support and please stay tuned for that.
Thank you so much, James.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. How We Bounce Back Season 3 continues next week. Wednesday, another new episode with Maddie Sword, a talented hair and makeup artist in film, TV, and more. Stay safe, stay healthy as always. She's Evie. I'm James. See you all next week.